Hello friends, based on request received from some of the viewers, I have decided to prepare a second set of MCQs for Social Auditors module, which is NISM Series 23, and this is the latest module which NISM has started. So going forward, as mentioned in my previous video, this Social Auditors module will acquire significance because social stock exchanges are going to become very important in India. So considering that more and more people will be enrolling for social auditors module, I am going to share 10 more questions which are based on chapter 3 of this module. Now let me start by placing the first quiz question here, which is, in which of the following country was first social stock exchange launched? So social stock exchange is not a new concept, as I have already mentioned in my previous video. It has been more than 2 decades since this concept has been there. So the first country where this stock exchange, which is social stock exchange, was launched was Brazil. So the answer is A. Let me move on to the next question, which is related to the model of social stock exchange. As you can very clearly see, which of the following model of social stock exchange is set up separately from existing exchanges, which means they are not part of existing exchanges, with the purpose of bringing together investors and investees. Now this model is called, as the name suggests, matchmaking platform, but we do have other models like alternative investment instruments listed on an existing stock exchange. So on the same stock exchange you have their social stock exchange as a separate segment. Let us move on to question 3. Which of the following must be the first and the primary objective of all social enterprises that plan to list their securities on SSE? So SSE is social stock exchange. So what should be the objective? We know that companies raise capital when they place their securities or when they list their securities on main board or the main stock exchange. But here, in context of social stock exchange, the most important aspect is not profitability or fundraising, it is the social intent. So the answer becomes C. This takes us to question number 4, which is slightly descriptive. Now, which of the following statement is not correct as far as social stock exchange in Indian context is concerned? So India has decided to follow a kind of a unique social stock exchange model, which is different from many of the existing models, and that's why it's important to understand. So if you see here, in Indian context, social stock exchange shall be a separate segment under prevailing and the existing stock exchanges, which is absolutely correct. The SSE is a set of process as well as a place. So it is not just a place, but it has got a series of processes in itself. There is a minimum reporting standards for SSEs in India, which is absolutely correct. So what is incorrect is SSEs cannot be set up for profit enterprise. Obviously, since they are social sector enterprises, they cannot be set up for the purpose of profit. We move on to question number 5, which is more of an information based question. Which of the following is not a market infrastructure institution? So we have many institutions which help stock markets perform. Stock exchanges are part of that, clearing corporations and depositories are part of that. These three together are called as market infrastructure institution. Custodians, while they are a very important player, they don't fit into this classification of market infrastructure institution. So the answer becomes B here. Let us move on to the next question. Which of the following cannot be a type of trading member on social stock exchange? Unfortunately, the spelling is SOCK while it should be STOCK. So we have different types of members, but the member categorization is same as any other stock exchange. So we will go with professional clearing member, which is PCM. PCM can only do the clearing. PCMs cannot be trading members. We move on to question number 7, and this is related to one of the entity which is going to be a critical entity as far as social stock exchange are concerned. They're called as information repository. So which of the following is not the function of information repository? As the name suggests, it's a repository which is storing information. Okay, so listing of active NPOs and their activities, obviously information repositories will do that. Articulating a standard reporting format for NPOs and helping them to do information reporting. That is also logical and fits into the concept of information repository. Due diligence, verification of NPOs. NPOs could be many. In fact, India has more than 30 lakh NPOs. Okay, so due diligence needs to be done. Setting off of NPOs is not done by information repository. So the answer here becomes C. We quickly move on to question number 8. This relates to the listing, and that's why we have these ICDR regulations which are being spoken in this question. Which of the following should not be considered not-for-profit organization as per ICDR regulations 2018? So you have different entities which are not for profit. Charitable trust is part of it, which is registered under Indian Trust Act. Charitable trust registered under the public statute of relevant state is also considered to be an NPO. A charitable society which is registered under Societies Registration Act is also a part of that, right? But a company incorporated under Companies Act 2013 cannot be part of it. It can only be the company which is company formed. It can only be the company under Section 8. We move on to question number 9 now quickly. So the answer for this is D, as I said. Which of the following statement are true about companies created under Section 8 of Companies Act? Obviously, the companies created under Section 8, these companies have objective of promotion of commerce, arts, science, research, education, social welfare and other aspects, which is true. This company cannot pay dividend. That is also true. These companies are not supposed to pay dividend. The shares of these companies aren't residual claims on their profit, and all the above statements are true. So A, B, C, all three are true. So we will go ahead with the answer D. We now move on to quiz question, which is the last one, and this is a fill in the blank. The is measured by an independent third party evaluator. It's obviously social outcome, so it will be B as the answer. I hope all the 10 questions would help you. In case you like this video, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and also put a like on this particular video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope to connect with you shortly on some other video.